guys, welcome to Xbox On. It's Deals of the Week, where we highlight for you a few of the good deals you can be getting with your Xbox Live Gold this week. Let's have a look at what we've got.
You made me this creature. What are you?
Here's the scene. You're in charge of a construction in a weird factory, and it's your job to make bridges that transport tiny friends to safety across a big chasm. Fans of the huge hit game Portal might recognize the scenery and the twist, because building functional bridges in dubious surroundings with limited funding isn't the only challenge here. You've got to think with portals too. GLaDOS will welcome you into the levels with that dry, sarcastic humour and set you to work making sure all your little friends make it out in one piece. There are plenty of ways you can fail, with deadly turrets and laser fields just waiting to chop off a limb or two. You didn't need this, right? And extra mechanics thrown in like repulsion gels and launch pads, all the fun stuff you'd expect from the Portal universe. It can be deceptively tricky to construct something that doesn't instantly fall apart, but that's part of the fun. Or you can give up and just throw some materials at the level and see what sticks. That's what I do. Overall, a super fun and slightly challenging game to get you thinking with portals. Grab Bridge Constructor Portal this month for under £10 with deals with gold.
Ah yes, we are going to have a lot of fun together.
Also on sale this week is Noire, which is another classic game from Rockstar, the company known for their awesome open world titles. The game is a detective action adventure where you play as Cole Phelps in his rise up through the LAPD ranks. You'll play through a number of different divisions that'll have different themed missions depending on the one you're operating in, whether that's homicide, arson, or traffic. The game is filled with epic chase sequences such as car pursuits and on-foot action such as chasing criminals down alleyways with some incredible ragdoll effects. The level of detail involved is amazing. Even simply interrogating people shows little detailed facial expressions that can hint if they're lying or have something to hide. A feature made even easier thanks to Xbox One X enhancements. You'll search for clues to try and solve crimes as well as investigate crime scenes. This is a game that is everything that you would expect from Rockstar, with it giving you an incredible story experience and a range of different detective partners for Cole who respond differently to him, helping to mix up the feel of the game as you make choices during character interrogation between good cop and bad cop, or accusing the person you're interrogating. Throw in the beautiful 4K HDR visuals and you have a game definitely worth picking up if you haven't already.
They all dress like movie stars?
Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of LA is his audience.
Maybe you're in the mood for something a little darker, in which case allow me to tempt you with Bioshock, the Collection. The collection includes the original Bioshock, Bioshock 2 and Bioshock Infinite, alongside the exclusive and downloadable content that released after each game, like Infinite's Burial at Sea. The first two have been remastered to have higher resolutions and frame rates to look and play beautifully on the Xbox One. Bioshock is an action-adventure first-person shooter with a little bit of spook added in for good measure. You're in 1960 with all the retro trappings to boot, playing Jack, who survives a plane crash and ends up in the underwater city of Rapture. While trying to escape, he figures out why the once utopia has been overrun by weird, genetic enhancement-obsessed mutant splicers. The iconic Big Daddies and Little Sisters might be cool looking, but they're quite the unwelcome surprise when you aren't expecting them. Like when that one aunt shows up to Christmas dinner with the weird cousin and they wave their huge drill everywhere and try and kill everyone. Just like that. Your only option is to utilize plasmids and gain superpowers of your own to survive the splicers and your aunt, and make choices that ultimately affect the outcome of the game. Bioshock 2 is a little bit different. You experience it through the eyes of Delta, a Big Daddy prototype, but the surroundings are the familiar Rapture, and once again your choices do matter, as do the big sisters hanging around the place. Yikes. Infinite is a real change of scenery and a literal breath of fresh air, away from the dripping, dark and dank underwater hell, and up into the dream-like cloud city of Columbia. Set in 1912, it's its own separate storyline from the first two and follows Booker DeWitt in his attempts to rescue Elizabeth from her lifelong captivity. There are rifts in time and space throughout the universe that you can utilize to enhance your arsenal, and an abundance of rails through the floating metropolis you can jump on with your skyhook and zoom around on for a strategic repositioning. Elizabeth acts as a trusty, if not sometimes difficult, companion, opening tears and helping you by scavenging ammo and coins. Hook or catch? The series is highly regarded and considered a classic of modern gaming, and at this price, it's a steal. Would definitely recommend checking this out if you need a great series to sink your teeth into.
Excuse me, where am I?
Heaven, friend. Or as close as we'll see till Judgment Day.
Next up on Deals with Gold this week, we have Vampir, which is an action RPG developed by Don't Nod Entertainment. The game is based around Dr. Jonathan Reed after he returns to London following World War I. He wakes up in a mass grave as a vampire with a thirst for blood, which causes the untimely death of his sister Mary, who is looking for his body. To earn experience and progress, you need to feed by sucking the blood out of some poor character in the game. And to do that and get the most experience, you'll need to learn about these characters and understand their position in the world. That can mean working out who they're connected with or who will miss them once they're gone, because an area might become more volatile if you kill a very popular person. The way Don't Nod have built the world is key here, as you really begin to see them as real people. The combat is also fluid, with the lock-on system being super clean and smooth compared to similar titles. Fighting is always compact, with there not being many large open areas, with enemies having a range of abilities that you'll need to learn to counter and avoid, especially if you haven't been feeding to get a large amount of experience. But Vampir is a great narrative game with a great story and some awesome side missions that don't really feel like side missions at all. It's worth picking up.
Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Next up is something a little bit different. Sheep herding can be a dangerous task before you've added in deadly saw blades and plummeting pits of doom and gravity inverters. Once these are evolved, you've got yourself a game named Flockers. The creators of Worms brought us this chaotic strategy puzzler where you need to guide your flock of escapees to safety through some really questionable surroundings. They've finally escaped their tyrannical worm overlords and are ready for a nice life of retirement and knitting and not being blown to pieces. But first, they have to make their way through the weapons factory and onto the greener grass on the other side. Make your sheep form woolly barriers, give them capes to glide up vertical walls, or just get them to work together to create steps. Whatever it takes to get those balmy little scamps to the promised land. Watch out for the unexpected traps and dangers dropping from the ceiling. There's an element of timing involved which adds another layer of complexity. Maybe you won't save them all, but at least you can say you tried. Or maybe you just like watching them run like lemmings into a gruesome death. I'm not gonna judge. Or maybe just a little bit. Outsmart the worms and do your good deed of the day at a low price of £5 this week.
So now, from a coffin lodger to Coffin Dodgers. This is definitely one of the more hectic games on offer this week, where you'll pimp up your mobility scooter and take on the Grim Reaper and his zombie army in a race for your soul. Coffin Dodgers is also 4-player split screen, which makes it a great couch co-op to play with your friends. The game is a different take on the classic kart racer, where you'll have a number of different homemade weapons and gadgets to use to chase down and take out your elderly adversaries. There's nothing quite like hitting the scooter in front of you with your walking stick or watching these elderly Coffin Dodgers ragdoll over a fence. You'll also be able to upgrade your scooter by getting a better engine, gearbox, body, weapons and basket in the garage, but this is just all out bonkers carnage. No words can truly describe it, and when you stop playing, you'll wonder what really just happened, though we'll have had a great time nonetheless. And for just £3.84, it's a bargain. So there we have it, those are our deals with gold this week. Make sure to let us know what you think down in the comments below. Smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also head over to mixer.com/Xbox On for our daily live streams Monday to Friday, and come check us out there. We'll see you next time. Bye.